Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Ten of 12 rounds down. The penultimate round of the FMA GT3 Challenge brings us to the streets of Long Beach, a track that can reward, a track that can also easily snatch away championship hopes. Welcome in, this is Racer Nexus. I'm Rob Campbell. In the booth with me is Richard Swindell, the man who is still yet to miss a race on FM3 GT3 here on Racers Nexus. So Rich, welcome into Long Beach, a track that we both incredibly enjoy, and looking to a good race here tonight.
Yeah, Long Beach was the very first track I ever did a league race in, and it wasn't a Corvette, but that was a GTE car. I think that might have been your first league race as well, Rob.
I think that was actually with way back in the early, well, this was early for us, Apex this days, but let's take a look at the information here for tonight. There you see it, Long Beach. No rain in the forecast. I don't think I've ever actually ran a rain race here at Long Beach, but 11 turns, 31 degrees, surface temp, only 10 degrees above sea level. Should be a heck of a race here this evening for our drivers. Take a look at the calendar, see where we've been, see where we're going to be. You can see we're at round 11 of the 12. Next week we're going to finish things up with a little bit of longer race over in Spain at Barcelona, Catalunya to wrap things up. I believe that's going to be, it's supposed to be an evening race, or a night race. I think it's turned into an evening race, Rich, which should bode well for us. I hate doing races that don't necessarily have a whole lot of track lighting around them.
Yeah, Catalunya has only got the lighting down the front straight as far as I can remember, so it will certainly benefit the viewers at home anyways to have a little more light. But here we are at Long Beach, one of my favorite tracks. It reminds me of the racing I used to watch growing up down in the streets of Toronto at the Toronto Indy.
Good old Toronto Indy. It's the Markham Indy now, I guess, going forward.
Oh, but don't even talk about that.
Well, qualifying's finishing up. Let's take a look at our championship points heading into this one. You see Brock Morris leading the pro class, 25 points ahead of Marshall Crocker, who's 16 points ahead of Alex Jacobson. So still a lot to settle out there in this one. I think that's, I'm not sure if that was with the drop weeks or not, but we'll have to take a look at that.
That was not with the drop weeks. With the drop weeks, Rob, Marshall's actually got a 6-point lead over Brock at this point.
I'm going to fire the guys at FMA that do the points. I know they sent it to me, but I lost it and I had to go look for it. Anyways, we'll have that straightened out for next week. We'll get the Matt Mars on it. Over in Pro-Am, Fernando Rosario leading the way ahead of Anthony Bronco, and Matt Mars in third place, only 9 points back. So still a battle for second and third, but it looks like Fernando Rosario kind of has things locked up in Pro-Am. Over in AM, we got Dustin Wells, who had a commanding lead for the first half of the season. You've seen that dwindle away here, Rich. Only 9 points ahead of Alex Berger, and 6 points back from Berger is Cody Deek. So AM class definitely up for grabs here. And why don't you take us through the team's championship, Rich?
Yeah, just back onto that amateur. If we include the drop week, folks, Alexander Berger, very slim lead over Dustin Wells, so that's all up for grabs. But in the team's championship, we got Iron Host Motorsports and Threshold Motorsports. Really tight battle. FR Racing also right there, so this is anybody's game.
Yeah, teams is up for grabs. Even fourth place, Warped Esports only 3 points ahead of the Admin Advantage team. So we'll see how things unfold as we get into Barcelona next week. Should be an interesting race as qualifying just about to finish up. We only got about 40 seconds to go in qualifying. Let's take a quick look here at how things are shaping up right now. Looks like Alex Bahari leading the way, new driver to the league here tonight, comes in and snatches away pole right now from the rest of the field. So we'll see how he does once the race hits. Chase Matsko up into actually, that's why is he showing second place Bahari? We'll have to figure that out. Timing and scoring a little off. It's a rocker right now, Rich, but that's going to do it for qualifying, and we're going to get things set up here for the penultimate round at Long Beach. It could always be a dicey one down into turn one. What kind of strategy would you play heading in there?
Just trying to survive, Rob. Ideally, you want to be on the inside, because if you're on the outside, you have no choice if somebody's going into the wall in front of you. So it's going to be interesting. Hopefully, it looks like we got, 30 or 30 drivers navigate successfully.
We do. See the field gritting up, and actually, Matt Mars took pole on this one in the Lambo this week, Rich. I know you love seeing that, but let's take a look at how the grid's going to shape up for this one. There you see Matt Mars on pole with... What a profile picture that is for Alex Bahari.
He's one ugly dude.
Love it, but he's going to start to the outside of Matt Mars in row 2. We're going to find Brock Morris and Fernando Rosario in row 3. That's where Chris Lashbrook and Marshall Crocker Jr. are going to start things off. In row 4, Alex Jacobson and Kyle Mavis 7th and 8th. And then rounding out our top 10, we'll find Dustin Wells in 9th with Chase Matsko in 10th.
And 11th, we've got Anthony Barenko. 12th, we've got Zachary Tankersley making his return. 13th, we've got Aaron Stevens with Tony Sorrentino. We have it, Jody Nielsen 15th, Adam Brady 16th. Mercedes of J.R. Davis in 17th, and we've got Alexander Berger in 18th. Jeremy Ashleman and Jacob Williams round out our top 20.
In row 11, 22nd place, we're going to find Adam Lowe with Cody Deek to his outside. In row 12, 23rd place goes to Sasha Hendrick, who will also be one of our camera cars, and James Pandolf III. Aaron Hatter and Phil Amaro going to round out row 13. In row 14, we're going to find Jacob Dick and Michael Lemanchek. And then rounding out the field is going to be Mark Ossier and Faraz Ibrahim. 30 cars set to grid up here at Long Beach. Rich, hopefully they all make it through turn one.
Oh, I sure hope so, but that's a good field for Long Beach. I think we're gonna see towards the end, we're gonna see some lap traffic later on as the race goes on. It's gonna be real interesting here tonight.
It definitely will, and it's I mentioned Matt Mars getting pole with the Lambo. It's nice to see the Lambo sitting on top of things here this evening, Rich. See how it goes as the race goes on. Hopefully Mars can hold on to that position, but he's going to have some tough competition with Alex Bahari, Brock Morris, Fernando Rosario, Chris Lashbrook, Marshall Crocker, Alex Jacobson, all in the hunt directly behind him. A lot of those names we've seen up at the sharp end of the field all season long.
Yeah, that's for sure. And you'll notice, folks, a lot of the drivers tonight, Matt Mars up front, and a number of them throughout the field, Marshall Crocker Jr. I can't even name all the names. We'll catch them as we go. It's Memorial Day here in the USA, so lots of special liveries. And then there's also some special graphics on cars in honor of Kyle Busch, who sadly passed away last week.
Yeah, it's a fortunate thing, I guess. One of those things that happens, but there you see our race format for this evening. They have added one faster pair here for the streets of Long Beach, hopefully to keep as many drivers in this session as they can, Rich. As we mentioned, Long Beach can always be a killer. So you see the field heading through the final corner, getting set up to head down the front row. We'll see when Matt Mars decides to lead them away. Looks like he's going to stack them up in behind him, group up the field, try and get that lunge as we go. There we go. Green flag is out. Off into turn one we go. Mars already got passed by Bahari. See if he can tuck in behind and not lose any more positions as Brock Morris and Fernando Rosario looking right there to try and capitalize.
Yeah, that was a great jump by Bahari. Bahari's leading it. Mars wisely tucks in behind, doesn't try to battle through turn one. That allows both drivers to get through clean. Right now, we got nose to tail the first 5-6 cars. So far, it looks like the front half of the field anyways getting through cleanly. Just take a look at Matt Mars on board.
Sparks flying as they head over the shark tooth curbing there out of turn 5. They're able to continue on for the most part. I see it looks like a Lemanchek, maybe Eshelman having an issue. Looks like Eshelman falling down the field. There he is up against the wall. Car doesn't look all that damaged, so hopefully he'll be able to continue on. Looks like possibly just a spin over the potentially those shark tooth teeth that I saw with Matt Mars skipping and hopping over top of.
Yeah, I've skipped and hopped over those a few times myself. I know Eshelman was complaining about he'd have some issues braking today. That didn't look like a braking incident. That looked like a throttle incident, unfortunately. Take a look at Chris Flashbrook in the beautiful livery in that Merc. He's got it all themed up there with the poppies all over the bottom of that car. But Chris Flashbrook right now, up one position. He's in fourth with Marshall Crocker Jr., also in a special livery, right behind him. Hey, that's M&M's and Memorial Day all themed into one. I think he may even have Kyle Busch on that car. Marshall Crocker Jr. covering all the bases.
Yeah, there they go into turn one. Oh, he's still got the horse on there. The horse with some M&Ms on the side. I didn't notice that at first, Rich. I'm used to seeing him with the plaid fast-esque colors on the car. I saw when he posted the picture up, I just assumed he went with like M&M's theme. I didn't even notice that the horse was still on the Mustang was still on the side of the Mustang. So hats off for him for that. I think there's some other drivers with some themed paints. Chase Matsko with the stars and stripes, red, white, and blue. Nice paint job on that thing too as well. So it's not surprising the Freedom Motorsports Alliance League, who kind of pride themselves on being proud American. Oh, see that Kyle Mavis just let the back end hang out, but like I said, they like to pride themselves on being proudly American. Not surprising to see a lot of Memorial Day liveries here this evening.
That's for sure. And Kyle Mavis making that Mustang drive like a Mustang and holding it together. Very nice save there by Kyle. Take a look a little further back. Dustin Wells. That's an interesting livery in the Lambo tonight.
Yeah, I thought maybe it was a incorrect trading paint slots, so I refreshed it, but no, it looks like that's what he's driving here tonight. Going with the, it looks like the bone stock iRacing paint scheme on that, but out front, Alex the Bahari able to hold off Brock Morris right now as Matt Mars has been cycled down or shuffled down to third place here. And you see that brilliant wraps by Matt paint job on that Lambo, sharp looking car. Feeling a ton of pressure from Lashbrook and Crocker now as they're heating up on his tailpipe.
Yeah, Matt Mars, outstanding qualifying effort. He's racing with the big boys tonight, so sitting in third overall, first in class, still holding it together. Nice job by Matt thus far, but Lashbrook, Crocker Jr. applying pressure. And then there's a 3-second gap to Fernando Rosario, back in sixth behind them.
Yeah, Rosario leading the next pack here of him, Matsko, Mavis, and Jacobson. As we mentioned, we saw Mavis almost pull the Mustang thing with the Mustangs. About a lap earlier, he's able to gather it up, but he's got himself right in a battle here now for 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. As it looks like Jacob Williams and Jeremy Eshelman again having troubles. Jeremy Eshelman not going to be a fan of Long Beach here this evening. Now he definitely got some damage on the front end of that McLaren. You can see the front end punched in, Rich.
Yeah, that's not the race he was hoping for, but hey, next week is double points week, so Eshelman tried to salvage something out here. We'll take a look on board, and oh, that was not his fault. The car backed up and unsafe rejoin, it looked like, and caught the back end of Jeremy and caused him to spin.
I don't think he got hit there, though, Rich. Let's see if we can get another view. I think he was just trying to go around. Yeah, he was just trying to go around and lost the back end. I think that might have been Jacob Williams that spun. Yeah, and the John Player special paint scheme on that Mustang.
Oh, that's beautiful livery. Yeah, I like the livery, but yeah, you're right. My eyes were deceiving me, Rob. I'm calling out Jacob, and sorry, Jacob, that was, yeah, unfortunate for Jeremy. We'll go back up. Oh, look at these great camera angles we got here, folks. Production is doing their job and doing it well tonight. Chris Lashbrook on board, going down the back straight over here at Long Beach. Hard braking zone, going into the right-hander, up on the curbs. using all the curbing. Now you got the big sweeping left before the final hairpin. This is always a tricky corner, and you got to get the exit just right because this sets you up for the straightaway. You don't want to get on the throttle too hard and get the tires loose. Looks like getting that job done quite well is Chris Lashbrook. Marshall Crocker Jr., though, applying an immense amount of pressure.
He is. So you see Sasha Andrick wasn't able to join us last week, but he's back again this week. Rich pushing the envelope here now with Alex Berger up 7 spots. Started at the back. I don't think he qualified, just started at the back, but working his way through. He's showing his in-car camera. So he's got a nice little setup there in and around him, but full concentration mode right now. He's just trying to pick up one more position off Alex Berger up ahead.
Yeah, I like that in-car, or the webcam shot he's showing us a couple times. I thought he was smiling at the camera, but obviously he must be running triples because I don't think anybody could be smiling at the camera while they're driving around Long Beach. So right now, Sasha Andrick having himself a solid race, up 7 positions. Jacob Dick in behind him, up 10 positions. So lots of drivers making some swaps around. Jacob Dick holding off this crowd here, looking to move up some more and having a great starting effort to this race.
Yeah, nice run in the Verstappen.com Mercedes Red Bull livery machine. Oh, heard a little bit of wall tapping there, and we've said it time and time again. Rich, if you're racing at a street course, you come back with all the mirrors still on that thing, you weren't pushing hard enough. But speaking of pushing, we see Kyle Mavis giving Chase Matsko a little bit of a boost through the final corner there, trying to get up and go. Chase says, okay, I'll hammer the throttle and pull out a couple car lengths over you and now try and keep up. We saw Mavis hang that back end out again. Hopefully he's got it gathered up as he's feeling some pressure to Alex Jacobson, a driver who, a tale of 2 seasons for him, Rich. First half of the season, he was in Pro-Am class for the majority of it, was dominating. He took the promotion up into Pro class and just hasn't had the luck since he's got up into Pro. He's had the pace, just hasn't had the luck to put in a complete race, as we see a little bit of damage on the left front of that McLaren.
Yeah, this doesn't look like it will be his favorite race thus far. And we'll see what he can do at Barcelona next week, though, and how he continues to do today as he looks like he's making some advances here, trying to apply pressure to Kyle Mavis. Kyle Mavis driving a little bit defensively. Oh, getting a little bit loose. Now they're going to go side by side down the backstretch. Side by side. Here we go, folks. This is what we like to see. Nice hard racing. They're coming in here. Jacobson to the inside. Kyle Mavis to the outside. Now Mavis is going to have the inside. They're going to go side by side through the hairpin. They can't, Rob. They can't. Are they going to? We'll find out. Oh, yeah, they are. And Jacobson getting that move done, but that's going to set up Kyle Mavis for a nice draft down the front straight.
Don't tell a race car driver they can't do something, Rich. Let's just go ahead and try and prove you wrong. But head back a little bit farther. We got Anthony Barranco and J.R. Davis. Barranco in his usual Mustang. Although he doesn't have the, they usually have the old Mustang horse on the side. He's rocking a different, he's got a Memorial Day paint too as well. Corporal Jason Dunham. And the badge and star on the side, so nicely done for him too as well. I didn't catch it at first. I was just talking some crap that he didn't have his horse on the side like the rest of his Iron Horse Motorsports teammates.
Yeah, we can excuse that great livery there. Love to see what we're seeing. We appreciate it, guys. You keep us on our toes here, and you're certainly paying your respects tonight. And on behalf of Racer Nexus, we like what we're seeing here. Anthony Barranco continuing to have this little battle here. Currently in 11th place, Jay Davis, who had a great week last week, up behind. Oh, no! What happened to Matt Mars, Mr. Producer?
Let's see what happened to our pole sitter here. Matt Mars just ahead of Chris Lashbrook. Oh, he just lost it. Oh, the double tap off the inside wall. Then the outside wall. That is a terrible spot to be stuck. Rich, those cars coming through. Matt is going to tow and get himself out of there. Oh, man. After putting it on pole, had a nice race shaping up, although he lost a couple spots. He's going to drop back through the field. Hate to see that for him.
You definitely do. That's rather unfortunate for Matt. Fortunately, he has the faster pair, but that tow time is just going to kill any chance he had this evening. Take a look at Chase Matsko. That Merc looks fabulous. Chase Matsko sitting in 6th. He's up 4 positions, Rob, so he's having himself a very solid day. Fernando Rosario also in the special delivery up ahead of him in 5th. Alex Jacobson on a charge. He's trying to push. He's trying to get back up there. He's sitting in 7th right now, but so far so good. Let's see what happened with Michael Lemanchek. Same spot.
Yeah, looks like he's gonna. Oh, he tagged the inside wall too as well, and that just spun him around. Fortunate for him, it looks like Sasha Andrick, something happened to him too as well. So he's battling one of the Mustangs. I believe that is, who is that? Adam Brady, I believe. Oh, he's just gonna pull it off, and wonder what happened there, Rich.
I wonder if he just missed his braking zone, knew he wasn't going to make that corner, because you go into that tire barrier, and that's a long way to limp a broken car around the track.
Yeah, let's see here. Oh, yeah, he definitely missed the braking marker. As you see, Adam Brady broke probably about 100 feet earlier than Sasha Andrick. I wonder if he was just focusing in his mirrors, watching where Brady was, and then just lost track of where he was on track.
Take a look back on live footage here, Alex. Well, I'm going along with Alex Jacobs. Oh no! Kyle Mavis. Was that Kyle Mavis into the side of him, cutting the corner on the fountain? That never works, folks.
Man, it's been a while since I've seen a car go into the fountain. We almost had it there. But Jake's trying to get back on track. He's going to have a little tangle with Jay Davis too as well. So that McLaren, oh man, missing the back end. You see the rear window, or what would be the rear window, flapping around out there. I guess it'd be the bonnet cover in a British vehicle. Man, rough way for, I was just talking, Alex Jacobson had a rough time since he joined pro, finishing the race, Rich, and I hate to say it, I might have, I guess, commentator cursed him again.
Yeah, I'm not taking responsibility for that, Rob. That's all on you. But continuing along here, folks, Jacobs continuing along, but up front, we still got Alex Bahari introducing himself to the league by holding first place up one position. He started second. He's got himself just over a second gap to Brock Morris. Brock Morris in the Kettering University Corvette. I believe he's got also a little bit of a special edition on there. I could be wrong. It's hard to tell. He's got the stars and stripes on the hood, but I can't remember last week's livery, Rob.
Once you get Richard Swindell's age, it's a hard time to remember whether you even tied your shoes or not. That's why he goes with the slip-ons.
Slip-ons, baby. You got it right.
I got. We should take a moment here. Chris Lashbrook had sent me a message earlier. He said his livery is based around Anzacs Day. It's their equivalent to Memorial Day, being an Aussie. So I think I said that's the reason for the poppies on the side of that car. So although we have predominantly Americans in the field, a couple of Canadians, and then we got our lone Aussie and Chris Lashbrook representing his side well up into 4th place tonight.
Yeah, that's, I believe, in April. In Canada, they celebrate Remembrance Day, November 11th, the same as Veterans Day in the U.S. So we all have our celebrations of our memorial holidays for our fallen troops, and Lashbrook doing a good job representing. 4th place is solid effort thus far, but Rocker Jr. 6.5 seconds up ahead.
Yeah, we'll see if Lashbrook able to reel him in. We got quite a bit of separation out of our leaders here, with Houston 1.2 seconds over Morris, and then another, what was that, about 5.8 seconds from Morris to Crocker, 6 seconds to Lashbrook. So the top 5 getting fairly separated. We've still got a couple battles back in the field here, as Adam Brady, who we saw was battling with Andrick a lap ago heading into this corner. Now he's found himself behind Aaron Siebens. Siebens just ahead in the Porsche. Ooh, goes a little wide. Brady looking to the inside. As they head into the tower, we saw what happened here between Mavis and Eshelman. Thankfully, they both get through, but it looked a little dicey there for a minute.
Yeah, that's not a place you want to make a pass. It's almost impossible to get through there cleanly. And this part of the track here, that little bump there can really get the car unsettled. But right now, Brady applying tremendous pressure to Siebens. Siebens holding on. You know, all of these corners here at Long Beach are tricky. The bumps, you know, you're on the street circuit. This corner here, you miss your braking point. You're hitting the inside corner. If you don't hit the inside, you're hitting the outside. Both drivers getting through cleanly. Brady in the draft of Siebens going down the back straight, but he's going to duck a nose to the inside, but he's just going to run out of room.
Yeah, Brady with a little bit of damage on the front end of that Mustang. They get a bit of a V shape punched into the hood and the front bumper, so it's probably hindering him a little bit on the straight, probably making it a little tough to complete that pass on Siemens. We'll see if he's able to utilize the draft here. But a little kiss to the outside wall. Rich still got the mirrors on, so he's not pushing hard enough. But while they continue to battle, that's going to allow Cody Deek in behind to slowly start to creep in, as he himself, the red, white, and blue paint scheme too as well on that Porsche.
Yeah, Cody Deek's having a fabulous effort. He's moving up in the point standings and doing it quite well. So Cody Deek in 14th place, up 8 positions on the day. I believe he's about 4th in class right now. So solid effort for Cody Deek.
Yeah, nice run for him. Speaking of classes, let's take a look there. See our class leaders, Bahari leading the way in Pro, Rosario leading the way in Pro-Am, and Dustin Wells looking to recover, trying to put together a nice race here. We spoke about it early on, or whenever we went through the points, where he kind of dominated the first half of the season, struggled the second half here. Rich, we'll see if maybe Long Beach gets him straightened out here for the final 2 races.
Yeah, the 2 amateur leaders sitting 1st and 2nd right now. Wells looking to reclaim his throne. Berger looking to hold off. So we'll see what happens. Still lots of racing left to go here. We're only 16 and a half minutes into this 45-minute race. We got a pit stop for fuel coming up. So let's take a look at Brock Morris. You know, I've got a special affinity for that Corvette at Long Beach, Rob. Like I said earlier, my first ever league race was in a Corvette. It was on this track. And I did better than I expected. I finished well for me. I think I was in the top 5 in class. So that was outstanding. I haven't done that well since.
You're not supposed to admit that, Rich. You're supposed to just give you the lore that...
There's a reason we're in the booth, Rob.
That's true. That's true. There we see. It actually looks like Morris starting to close in a little bit on Bahari. Got that gap down to now 1.1 seconds on Alex Bahari up ahead. Last time we checked in, it was about 1.6 seconds. So it took almost a half a second out of him that last 2 laps here. So see if he can keep pushing forward. We know Morris got a ton of pace. Looks like maybe that Corvette starting to come to its grips here, Rich, as we get nearing the halfway point. Looks like we're going to do approximately about 34 laps based on the times they're doing right now. So we're nearing the halfway point on lap 14.
Well, we'll see whether the nice new overlay's right or I'm right. I'm thinking 35 laps. You're thinking 34. Doesn't matter. We're racing until Barney waves the checkered flag. Brock Morris just over a second behind, closing it down. A little bit further back in the field, though. We got a great battle here. We got Chase Matsko in 6th. He's got Fernando Rosario just ahead of him. So these drivers are having themselves a solid effort. Fernando Rosario, Chase Matsko, fabulous effort. That's Jeremy Eshelman. He's a lap down due to the earlier crash. So he's a little out of position to move over. Let these drivers continue on this tremendous battle. Rosario and Chase Matsko, or as they like to call him, Chase Matsuko. Look at this, Rob. I just love the track here. I just love it. Love it, folks.
Matsko pushing forward with Rosario up ahead of him. See if he's able to chase him down. Varying lines through the final corner there. Rosario holding a little tighter. Matsko going out wide. Now it's the run down the front straight. Can that big old V8 in the Merc muster up enough pace to get alongside the Porsche? Once they get into the twisty section, that's where Rosario is going to have a little bit of the advantage. Mercedes doesn't necessarily like to turn left and right. It's to go more in a straight line like the Mustangs, but Matsko going to have to utilize that prowess when he gets onto the straights. The straights aren't overly long here at Long Beach. Front straight, about a mid-length straight, I'd say, Rich, but you got that short little chute on the back to try and make the run. It's probably your second best overtaking opportunity other than into turn 1.
Yeah, that's for sure. And turn 1 is always dangerous. It's kind of a question of bravery, playing a little game of chicken, so to speak. But I'm assuming, Rob, that we're track cams 22 supplied the cams for this evening, because these camera angles are just fabulous.
They certainly did, Rich, as they have all season. TrackCamps22.com supplying all of your camera action here. I believe they are mimicking the IndyCar cameras from 2019, if I remember correctly. So you would have watched the broadcast of the IndyCar. I don't think they've changed much over the years where they place the cameras for the IndyCar broadcast. You can only put them in so many places around here at Long Beach without interfering with the crowd and buildings and so forth. So, but Chase Matsko, he's fallen back a little bit off Rosario. Rosario's found a little extra tenth or two here. Matsko trying to dive it deep into turn one, flirting with a slowdown there, dropping a couple tires out a little farther into a pit exit than you necessarily want to see, Rich.
Yeah, if you get your tires over that white line on pit exit, that's it. You're cooked, folks. And it seems, Jody Nielsen, a little bit of a,
that's Matt Mars.
A little bit of an issue. That's Matt Mars having an issue. He has no rear wing, and unfortunately, his night is over, folks.
Yeah, Mars had that earlier incident, came into the pits, used his quick repair, got himself back out, but man, he's going to be saying what could have been here tonight, Rich. Put it on pole, fell back a couple spots, but was looking strong, comfortably up in the top five, and then, you know what, one wrong turn at Long Beach here, it can bite you.
Yeah, Matt is certainly improved by leaps and bounds, and let's take a look here at a little replay of Kyle Mavis. Kyle Mavis falling hard, and that's that one corner. Well, there's several corners like that, but you come over the curves, you kind of going uphill, and you're over a crest, and you've got no weight, and that's what happens. So, taking a look forward at live action, Jody Nielsen back out in track and back moving on. He's already taken a pit stop. Had some fuel. I'm assuming maybe a faster pair used as well. I'm not sure, but currently running 6 in Pro-Am is Jody Nielsen. He's down 4 positions, but he's made his fuel pit stop. Most of the drivers have not.
He's got a special livery tonight too as well. You see the American flag stripes on there with the stars. Sharp looking paint job on that thing too as well. Very dark, so you got to kind of look at it when it's into the sun, but a number of excellent liveries here this evening. They're always fairly good here in FMA, probably one of the best liveried leagues that we cover, and they came to play again tonight, Rich.
Well, they certainly did, and speaking of playing, Fernando Rosario, Chase Matsko continuing this battle. Chase Matsko closed it back up now. He had fallen back up about 3/4 of a second, but there's no gap now, folks. A little different alternate line. Chase Matsko looking for a good exit, trying to get by Rosario. So far, Rosario doing a great job holding him off, and I don't know if the Merc's got enough power to get by him down this straightaway. Like you said earlier, it's not that long, so you really need a supreme exit and nerves of steel going into turn 1.
Yeah, it's so easy to try and overestimate that inside curb, turn in a little early, and then you get up on it, and it'll throw you right back out into that tire barrier on the right side. And ask me how I know. Done it I've done it a number of times, and it's usually ended up being race ending, but thankfully both those drivers made it through there. As we see, it looks like Jay Pandolf will be an issue there for him. Going to lose a couple spots as Jacob Williams makes his way through.
And closest battle on track, we keep going back to it, folks, is Rosario and Matsko. So that's why we keep showing them. But the leader, Alex Bahari, making his debut in FMA and making his debut quite well. He's put that gap to almost 2 seconds over Brock Morris now. Both drivers still to pit, so Brock Morris losing a little bit of touch, as is Marshall Crocker Jr., who's almost 8 seconds behind him. So, and then almost 9 seconds back of them is Chris Lashbrook. So there's no real battles for the podium positions right now. Bahari's got this well in hand.
Yeah, it looks like he realized that Morris was starting to close in. He put in the fast lap of the race last time, 118.27. So, Matsko into that tire wall I was just talking to on the exit of turn 1. They were trying to go around Adam Brady, who just completed his pit stop. Unfortunately, that cycled him right back into the middle of that battle, and in need to avoid him and try and go around him. Matsko went a little wide and just tagged the tire barrier, but luckily it was more netco than anything. The back end damage that he got just kind of popped right back out.
Yeah, it almost, hitting the barrier there almost straightened him out and got him right back online. Didn't lose a whole lot of time there. surprisingly. He's lost a little time since then, probably just trying to get everything straightened around. But Matt, ooh, I must have missed something in the background there, Rob.
It was Jeremy Eshelman, I think it was, again, tagging the wall just in behind Adam Brady. So rough night for the McLarens here. Jacobson with some trouble. Eshelman a number of times into some trouble. Not the night those two McLaren drivers were hoping to have. As looks like it's a little difficult to get that car around. Just doesn't want to turn now for Eshelman. He's probably got the steering towed in or towed out, either way, depending which side of the wall he hit on a Rich. It looks like it's a handful right now for him to get home. But as our partner in the booth here always likes to say, Stephen Kernick, if you see the green flag, you got to see the checker. He's a proponent for seeing that checker flag no matter what kind of race you have. At least get out there and see it. It looks like that's Jeremy Eshelman's goal here this evening.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. As long as the car's still drivable, I'm going to drive it until they tell me I'm not allowed to drive anymore. You know, I made my entry. I paid for my... Oh, we got somebody spun around there. That's not good. It looks like a Porsche there. I'm not sure who that was.
Matsko. Or no, Matsko into the pits.
No.
That
he
was,
came in for a scheduled stop. Cody Deek, maybe?
No.
I think it might have been Cody Deek.
Yes, yeah, you're right, Rich. He has a sharp eye.
Oh.
He's going to pop into
loose all over the place.
Yeah, he's coming into the pits, I believe. He has come in for his pit service. There he is, but yeah, damage on the left front of that car. Probably a little bit of a handful to steer, but Bronco going to come in too as well in behind him. He's got some damage on the left front. It's, you know, it's hard to run a race at Long Beach and not have a little bit of damage in your car somewhere, Rich.
It's certainly difficult, but it's doable, folks. Trust me, it's doable. The drivers up front and a couple in the mid-pack have avoided the wall so far, but right now we've got Siebens and Matsko. Matsko and Siebens, so Matsko getting by, and right now Chase Matsko in 9th place has got his fuel done, and he is the leader of all the people who have taken their pit stops. Rosario and Berger are also in now. We'll see where everybody shapes out. Just a couple more laps. I think the fuel window is obviously open now, but it's not going to stay open forever. We take Alexander Berger coming in for his service.
Yeah, Rosario has finished up his, heading back on the track. You see Matsko coming in the background there. Rosario going to get ahead of him, but he's going to have to get those tires up to temp. We know Matsko has already got his up to temp. He came in and out last lap, so this is his chance here to try and get around Rosario. He was putting some pressure on him the last couple laps before they came in, but this is Matsko's chance. Well, Rosario needs this lap to get those temps back up. He needs to try and pounce.
Oh, definitely. You take advantage when you can. Right now, it's now or never, because he's had difficulty getting by Rosario thus far. Chase Matsko's got a little bit of an advantage with those warm tires, but by the end of this lap, that advantage will have dissipated. But Rosario doing a good job holding up Matsko, but Matsko's getting real close here, Rob. So we'll see. They've got this straightaway here. They're bringing it into the little kind of circular kind of carousel-ish section leading into the hairpin, and then they're going to go down the straightaway one more time to complete lap 21.
Yeah, this is probably as close as we've seen Matsko be for a number of laps. Heading out of the final corner, we'll see what kind of run he can get now into turn one. Rosario goes to the inside line to try and avoid any move by Matsko to that inside. Now it's going to be a battle of the late breakers. It looks like Matsko just can't get close enough in that Merc. Just doesn't have enough horsepower here on that short. Oh, that's going to help him though. Rosario into the wall. Matsko going to try and take advantage. He does get around him, but Rosario now going to be driving a ill-handling Porsche 911.
Yeah, it's going to make things interesting. Hopefully not too much damage, but we have no way of knowing, folks. The only way we know is by looking at the performance of the cars. So while that's going on, Aaron Siebens and Sasha Andrick having a good battle. So Sasha all over the back of Siebens. Andrick up 13 positions starting at the back tonight, and having himself a great race, trying to play the back to front challenge.
Yeah, our biggest mover and shaker, or sorry, our second biggest mover and shaker, as I see Jacob Dick up 14 spots in the day. So those two drivers work their way through the field. Andrick going to try and take one more away, and he does from Aaron Siebens. So he's going to match Jacob Dick's amount of laps gained here. So we'll see who can take the mover and shaker award of the evening, Rich. Right now it's going to be a battle between our Porsche driver of Sasha Andrick and the Verstappen.com Mercedes of Jacob Dick.
Yeah, Jacob Dick has come into the pits already, though, and Sasha Andrick has not. But we'll see if Jacob took enough fuel, because he was in there for a very, very short time. Let's take a look at our leader coming into the pits, Alex Bahari, into the pits now. So he's into the pits. And Marshall Crocker Jr. continuing on. So Crocker Jr., enough fuel for at least one more lap. We'll see how many more laps he can go.
Yeah, I wonder if he was hanging back a little bit, trying to save some fuel. It is a strategy at Long Beach. Generally, it's more reserved for the prototypes, where if you back off enough and you hit your marker, Rich, your time marker, you can actually run a race without doing a stop. As I'm having a look at the pit times here, most of our drivers in around 9-10 seconds in their stall. So I think with the amount of fuel load they're carrying, it's not going to be possible. But Crocker definitely saved enough fuel to go that one more lap. It looks like he and Dustin Wells, as well as Sasha Andrick, are only drivers able to push that 24th lap.
Yeah, the only issue with doing that, though, as we saw with Marshall Crocker Jr., I think Bahari and Morris had the right ideas. He's coming into lap traffic. That slowed him down a bunch there. So coming in later is usually the best course of action, I find, if you're at the front. But on a track such as Long Beach, that can cost you. And it can cost you in the terms of traffic, slower traffic ahead of you. So take a look at Crocker Jr. diving into the pits.
He's going to come in to get his service done. 30 seconds ahead of Bahari, so Alex Bahari should retake P1. Brock Morris should take second place, but look at this. Brock Morris, after these stops, right up on Bahari's tailpipe as they're navigating through lap traffic here too as well now, Rich, with Aaron Siebens just ahead of them. So Morris, he's going to be cursing at it, probably punching his steering wheel right now. Got stuck in behind that Porsche, couldn't make the move, where Bahari was able to navigate around him. And look at that gap he's opened up.
Yeah, and that caused Brock Morris not to be able to get a great exit. So unfortunately for him, that is not working out in his favor. But Alex Bahari, everybody now is into the pits. Everybody's done their fuel stop. Bahari back into the lead. Take a look at Crocker Jr. Crocker Jr. trying to get by, and Crocker Jr. just having a heck of a time with Sasha Andrick.
Andrick got a black flag, I believe. Unsafe pit exit. Looked like he was over the exit line there. So he's going to come in for a drive-through. He's giving Marshall Crocker the razzle-dazzle there. I don't know. They both kind of came out at the same time, but it's probably just enough room for those two cars to get through. But unfortunately, neither one backed out. And Sasha Andrick could have to come through for that slowdown for the drive-through, pardon me.
Yeah, that is definitely going to hurt. And Andrick was a lap down, so I can understand Marshall's frustration. So anyhow, we're back to live action here. Jay Davis having a great week last week, having a solid week this week, but Jay Davis is slowing down and letting the leaders go by. Davis right now in 11th place. He's third in class.
Yeah, he let Jacob Dick get through. I'm not sure why. That was for position, but different classes. Yeah. But yeah, that's going to put Jacob Dick up 17 spots on the day now. Got himself a final step in the top 10. We'll see if he's able to chase down Kyle Mavis up ahead, but Mavis about 7.5 seconds down the road. He's got some work cut out for him. And he's going to have some lap traffic up ahead, as we're seeing lap traffic pretty much stretched all around the track here, Rich. We started with 30 cars. Looks like we're down to maybe 24 left on track, still running, 25 maybe. Looks like Matt Mars is back out again after some repairs. He's going to see that checker flag one way or another here, Rich.
Yeah, good for Matt. We like that. Hey, Matt, love the livery. Love what you're doing, but you need some candy on there. That's the good luck charm. That's all I'm going to say. Respect the Memorial Day colors, but you could put maybe... Oh, somebody spun a little bit behind it back there. But that is rather unfortunate for them. I'm not sure. Yeah, that was Jacob Williams in the beautiful Players...
I think it was livery. Barranco that spun around.
Oh, was it? Oh, well, see, my eyes aren't as good as they used to be.
Yeah, a lot of cars were trying to figure out who the paint schemes are this evening. Almost everybody in the field's got a new paint scheme than what we're used to seeing. But yeah, the Mustang just got into the... He was able to keep it off the wall, but just got into the throttle a little too early and snapped around. We saw that happen to Kyle Mavis earlier, but he wasn't able to save it. He kissed the wall. Bronco a little more lucky on his trip around.
That's for sure. Well, all that's going on. This battle with Fernando Rosario and Chase Masco continues, folks. This has been going on for, I don't know, 20 laps. We're on lap 27, just starting now. So, great effort here. Masco's gotten by Rosario. Rosario's gotten by Masco. Right now, it's Fernando Rosario first in Pro-Am, leading Masco. So we've got the Porsche leading the Merc. We'll see how it all ends up. We've taken Rosario getting right up on the curbs there. We're going around the fountain. Always a little risky cutting it too tight.
See, Masco kind of slid out, back in, kind of got a little skittish there, Rich. He was able to gather it back up and keep going, but they get some lap traffic up ahead of them. We'll see if maybe Masco can use that to pounce or if Rosario can get away. So he's going to benefit Rosario a little bit as that gap's going to open up to just over 1 second now.
Yeah, a little bit of issues there, but unfortunately that gap's spread out. But I think Masco with his pace, we'll see if he's able to close it back down. Taking a look forward here with Tony Sorrentino, I believe that is. And I appreciate that I can recognize, yes, I can, the Aston. There's not too many Aston Martins out here, folks. So when I see one, I know who it is. Not having his best day. Down in 20th position, down 6 positions, and a lap down from the leaders. But continuing on, battling on after earlier incidents and the long 2 minutes in the pits.
Yeah, I was trying to look and see what happened to him. I don't see anything flagged early on. So I was wondering how he ended up at the back, but continue to keep looking and see. But another driver going to be happy to see Long Beach in the mirror and head over to Spain to wrap up the season. But things still got a little bit to be written here tonight, Rich. 7.5 minutes to go. See Brock Morris again having to deal with some lap traffic as he tries to pursue Alex Bahari up ahead. Bahari got around Mars into turn 1 at the drop of the green flag. Hasn't looked back at this point in time. He's been able to hold on to that. And I think he wins the award for the best profile picture tonight by far.
Yeah, no wonder he's driving so well. I mean, look at the size of those eyes, and like they're pushed out in front, so he's seeing better than Brock Morris. I mean, his vision is definitely there. And I mean, what can you say? Just like Michael Jordan, you stick that tongue out and you just concentrate just a little bit better. So Alex Jacobson down in 6th place. Jacobson, he's been battling hard today to just stay where he is, really. I mean, he's up 1 position on the day. We saw issues earlier, and just battling it out. And that's what you got to do here on a track like Long Beach. You've got lots of people are going to have issues. It's a matter of how you continue on. And he's starting to close that gap down to Chase Masco. Just over half a second now. It looks like Jacobson's finally got this thing under control and looking to make a late charge here.
The interesting thing's going to be if he was able to get enough fuel when he came in on lap 9 to get himself to the end of the race here, Rich. If he can, that's going to be the biggest save probably of the evening. That car was pretty much totaled. I probably looked at a couple cars that were less damaged than Jacobson's car today just in my day-to-day job, but he was able to get that thing back around, hop into the pits, use his quick repair, get himself back on track. So now it's going to be a matter of whether he can get it to the line. But a driver who we've really seen fall off the last couple laps here is Chase Masco. He got around Fernando Rosario, opened up a 9-second gap, but looks like he's just kind of really backed out of the pace here now as he let Alex Jacobson go by fairly easily.
Yeah, he did not put up a fight. He basically just moved over for him. So I'm not sure what's going on with Chase Masco. Take a look here a little earlier. Fernando Rosario doing a common area for that to happen. Porsche doing Porsche things, and that's just a bad spot to be in. Luckily, cars are spread out. He was able to get that loop back around and not hit the wall.
Yeah, that was our closest battle on track, and now there's about 9 seconds between those two drivers. So things getting spread out. it's kind of surprising. You don't see that at Long Beach a whole lot. Not a long track. It's only about 2 miles or so long. Not very long. 30 cars on there. Usually it's fairly tightly confined, as you see, fairly spread out. You catch a little bit of traffic here and there, Rich, but you know what, for the most part, a lot of room for our drivers to navigate around.
Yeah, that's for sure. And something we also haven't seen in all the races we covered is the top 6 are all pros. Usually there's a Pro-Am and sometimes an Am even sneaking their way up in there, but right now, top 6 drivers, all pros. Fernando Rosario in 7th, a Pro-Am. Dustin Wells, amateur, in 8th. So Dustin Wells making a great return here thus far. And after a few weeks of bad luck, Dustin Wells on a charge, looking for a first place in class. Maybe going with that a little more stock livery is helping him out.
Yeah, Lambo working well for him. We saw it. Mars put the Lambo on pole. Wells doing well with the Lambo. It just seems like it's a Lamborghini track that kind of excels here this evening, Rich. Take a look at the AM class. See Wells leading the way comfortably over Berger. 20 seconds ahead, 23 seconds, almost 24 seconds over Siebens. Hatter in 4th, Deak in 5th. So if Dustin Wells can bring it home with top spot, it'd be a nice turnaround to his second half of the season, which probably not went the way he was expecting.
Yeah, and with next week being double points week, I think it's going to come down to who has the better week. Is it Berger or is it Wells? We'll find out. So right now it's Berger unofficially is top of the points chain, but Wells is going to probably overtake him after this week, but it's going to be a close battle. But Dustin Wells, solid effort tonight.
And he's catching up to that wounded Porsche of Fernando Rosario up ahead too. So he may get himself into 7th place here. 8 seconds chase Matsko down the road. I don't think he's going to have time to catch him with only 3 minutes left to go in this one. But you know what? Comfortably just outside the top 5. Probably everything that Dustin Wells could have envisioned before the drop of the green flag.
Yeah, that's for sure. We're on lap 32 here. We're going 34. Production is right. Commentator was wrong, folks. I forgot about the pit stop, so that's my excuse. Taking a look, Dustin Wells, solid drive, closing in on Fernando Rosario, just 6/10 back as we're going down. The sun is setting here at Long Beach, going into the difficult turn 1. Take a look here, Dustin Wells closing the gap down even further right now, going around the fountain. Look at this camera angle, folks. Look at the sun glare. This is what the driver's experiencing. They're trying to avoid, I hope they've got their visors down, maybe the shades on their helmet. And right now, Dustin Wells continuing to have a great effort. He's first in AM, but he's looking to pass the first place Pro-Am driver.
Yeah, put himself together a brilliant race to this point in time. I'm wondering, Rich, I wonder if maybe any race car drivers might start wearing those Meta Ray-Bans underneath their helmet when they're driving out. You get a little bit of heads-up display while you're driving, get a little overlay action while you're driving around the track.
Yeah, like a cyborg. It'd be like watching T2s and take a look at a pass Sasha Andrick. Sending it down there on Cody Deak. Oh, Cody Deak going to the inside. Now we got a big pile up here in the last couple of corners. Looks like everybody getting through clean.
Our AM leader just got Dustin Wells.
Sasha Andrick now. Dustin Wells. Oh, man, that is not the place to have a pile up here. That's involving a few cars. Looks like nobody's too heavily damaged, but man, oh man, that's not what you want to see with just a minute left here. We're coming around to lap 33 here of these drivers. But, oh well, it looks like everybody's gotten away and nobody had to duck into the pits.
Yeah, let's see if we can catch what happened here on this one. As they head into the last couple of corners, we see Andrick on the outside. That was Cody Deak, just got up on the curbs, tapped the back in. Our AM leader, Dustin Wells, trying to get his way through. Got tagged in the back by Kyle Mavis as he tried to stop, and that caused a logjam between Rosario and Mavis. Mavis into the tire barrier, had to back up, get himself straightened out, but what a logjam there, Rich.
Yeah, and that cost, if I read it right, that cost Fernando Rosario the most there, because Rosario was ahead of Wells. Wells managed to get by him. But now Kyle Mavis is ahead of Rosario, so fortunately for Kyle or for Fernando Rosario, that is not what he wanted to happen. Just take a look at leader Alex Bahari, lap 34 of 34. He's taking the white flag. He's coming down the back straight. Alex Bahari he got by Matt Myers before the start finish line basically, and has led this race ever since then. Solid introduction to FMA for Alex Bahari.
There to the final corner he goes. Barney with the checkered flag waving, a razzle-dazzle from Alex Bahari. Welcome to FMA, Alex Bahari. Going to take the first race he has entered in. That's a hell of a way to start. I might just retire if I was him at this point in time, but Dustin Wells, our AM leader, going to come ahead, finish ahead of the entire Pro-Am field, as well as the rest of the AM class. So hats off to him. He's only got a short straight and about 3 or 4 more corners here, Rich, to wrap things up for him. Kyle Mavis got himself around Fernando Rosario, and he's now up into the Pro-Am lead after that schmozzle at the final corner of the lap before. So 3.5 seconds ahead of Rosario. He should be able to hold on to that, but that front end, that Mustang is screaming for some help.
Well, he's tucked in right behind there, so if that will help with the downforce. Kyle Mavis, a back flag. That's that's not good.
I wonder if that's incident points potentially, as he is our leader in Pro-Am, so he may be losing this lead. Might have been looking like a little bit of contact with Cody Deek in the Porsche. Hate to see a driver lose a race that way, but that could potentially be a 30-second penalty coming Kyle Mavis's way.
Yeah, we'll see once the unofficial results finish. Sasha Andrick finishing the race, going off there. Brock Morris coming across second. So Morris and Crocker Jr. Finally locked out of the top spot on the podium by newcomer Alex Bahari.
Yeah, some new blood in the new blood in the championship here, Rich. We'll see how that unfolds with one more race to go. We'll see if Alex Bahari comes back again. But you know what? The man of the day, driver of the day award, if I had one, for me, going to go to Dustin Wells. Only up 2 spots on the day. Had a nice qualifying run. Sorry, brain fart there for a minute. Got himself up into a comfortable spot. Just put on cruise control here. Finished, what do we got? 5 spots ahead of the next highest AM driver. And it comes home ahead of the entire Pro-Am field. Hats off to him. Well done, Dustin Wells.
Yeah, another driver I think we should mention is Alex Jacobson. After that not horrific start, but he had some difficulties early on, but stuck it out, battled back. He started 7th, finished 5th, so not the first place he's looking for, but certainly some resilience shown by Alex Jacobson.
Absolutely. I said it earlier. I thought his day was done. We saw that McLaren looking like something you'd buy at a car auction that was a salvage title vehicle, but he was able to use that quick repair, got himself home in 5th overall. So nice run for him. Let's take a look at our results. In Pro Class, Alex Bahari takes the win as well as the overall win ahead of Brock Morris and Marshall Crocker. Chris Lashbrook and Alex Jacobson round out the top 5 drivers there. In Pro-Am, Fernando Rosario takes the win. Kyle Mavis, a 30-second penalty, going to put him into 3rd place. Oh, what could have been for him. Jay Davis going to get promoted up into 2nd place. Joni Nilsson and Adam Lowe going to round out the top 5. And then over in AM class, we saw master class there from Dustin Wells. Takes the win over Alex Berger and Aaron Siebens.
It was rather unfortunate for Kyle Mavis. I'm sure he is not a happy race car driver, but that's the way the chips roll tonight, folks. Great racing at Long Beach. Lots of traffic, lots of walls hit, and the hammers are coming out tomorrow, as is the Bondo, Rob.
For sure, the body men in the garage are going to have a ton of work to do this week, Rich, to get the cars ready to head over to Spain to wrap up the season. But we got some drivers in the booth waiting to talk. Let's bring in our race winner and first time in the league here, Alex Bahari, to catch up with Richard Swindells.
Hey, how y'all
Alex, Welcome and congratulations. Solid effort. I mean, you got the jump at the green flag and never look back.
Yep.
Is your first time at FMA? Long Beach is a tricky circuit. Did you do much practicing for tonight?
For tonight with these specific cars, no, but a few weeks ago when Porsche Cup was here, yeah, I did a bunch of laps, so it was basically just a little adjustment to how you drive the car from those cars, but pretty much ingrained in my brain by now.
Yeah, Long Beach. I mean, especially that hairpin.
Yeah.
Rob and I were noticing you definitely have the most colorful driver profile pic of all the racers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and is it the eyes, the googly eyes, that make it so you can see that track so well here, Alex?
Honestly, I needed it because the sun was so bright. Couldn't hardly see the first turn.
Yeah, we were noticing that when we were watching. As the sun is setting, it's getting right in the driver's eyes. Your first week here at FMA, I'm assuming you had a great time. We're going to see you next week at Catalunya.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh, awesome! We're looking forward to seeing that. Well, congratulations. Welcome to FMA. We're glad you're here. And anybody like to give thanks or shout out to you tonight, Alex?
First things foremost, thank you to you guys and everyone behind the scenes who set up this race for us and the broadcasting team. Thank you to John Houston for spotting for me the whole race, even though I know he was liable to fall asleep. And shout out to Sasha Andrick for bringing me into here and introducing me to everyone.
Oh, excellent. Well, thank you for showing up and showing off, Alex. We'll see you next week in Barcelona.
Sounds good. See you then, guys.
Is our race winner as well as our top pro driver this evening. Welcome to the league, Alex Bahari. But let's bring in the gentleman who was trying to chase him down. Got close after the pit cycle, but just couldn't find that little bit extra pace. Got tied up in traffic a little bit. Brock Morris, tell us about your race.
Yeah, I felt pretty good all night. Had great speed and just race pace. I was really looking forward to qualifying. I was kind of not sure where I would end up, but yeah, just trying to hunt down Alex all night, waiting for him to make a mistake that never came. And yeah, I can't be too disappointed with a P2, but also I really would have wanted that P1 and the bonus points that came with it, trying to hunt down Marshall in this championship.
Well, you did finish ahead of Marshall, at least, so you're going to get a couple more points than him, but things are tight heading into Barcelona. Is that a track you find favorable for yourself, or is it one that you're going to have to put in some work this week to try and get yourself up at the very sharp end of the field?
Yeah, I did some laps earlier today. I'm feeling pretty confident, but also just going to keep working at it, just try and, get as much pace out of it as I can in the time I have, and just try to, do the, qualify first, drive in the lead the whole time and win. It's that simple. Always that easy, as you can see tonight.
Hey, can I just jump in here for a second here, guys?
Yeah, absolutely.
We're showing a close-up of your car, Brock, and we've seen it many times over the last many races. Has Corn Dog always been on the side there? Because I'm getting real hungry now.
Yes, it has. Corn Dog Designs. That's when I make a scheme, I just throw Corn Dog Designs on there. I thought it was funny. So Corn Dog has been on it since Miami. Oh, yeah.
Now I'm hungry. Okay, enough. I'll back out, guys. Thank you.
Well, hats off to Brock. You're able to survive Long Beach. It bit a couple other drivers. It can be very sharp. But before we let you go, give us the rest of your shout-outs here as we head into the final race of the season.
Absolutely. First of all, Memorial Day. Gotta thank all the troops in America for keeping us all free and safe. Also gotta, I guess not shout out, but thoughts and prayers to the Bush family. We lost one of the greatest drivers of all time in the past week. So heavy hearts for them. Kettering University, Kettering Esports, Juicy Spider Studios, Highside Podcast, Corn Dog Designs, then you guys up here in the booth, and FMA for putting it on. Looking forward to the finale.
Well, we appreciate it, Brock, and head on over to Spain. Get yourself ready to wrap up the season. I think you're going to have a battle in store with Alex, Marshall, and maybe a few other players here heading into the final race. Best of luck.
All right, thank you guys.
So that was our second place finisher, Brock Morris. So let's bring in the driver who he's battling in the championship here, Rich, Mr. Marshall Crocker, to catch up with Richard Swindells.
Well, Marshall, third place, made it on the podium, but that's really going to tighten it up going into the final week.
I called my shot, Richard. I said I wasn't going to win, and what did I do? Didn't win. Look at this. I
but neither did Brock.
I'm back down to earth. I haven't finished third in a while, but we keep the podium streak alive, so I'll take that. Yeah, no, it's going to tighten it up for sure. I'm actually quite happy with the way this worked out in the end. I told Alex Berry there after the race I got to send him a fruit basket or something, because I really needed those points taken away, especially the fastest lap there as well. He played kind of a crucial piece in today's race, but yeah, it just kind of more or less turned out the same way I kind of thought it would. I qualified even worse than I was expecting. You know, I knew that was going to be kind of a problem, but then again, you know, Brock, I thought he was going to take pole with a bullet, and you know, Alex, or actually Matt Mars runs that crazy lap in qualifying, take those bonus points away. I don't think Brock led a lap, but in the end, I was able to overcut, save a little more fuel than everybody while I was just kind of running by myself and take the point there. So I think Brock will close it up a little bit. I think more or less the way it's going to work next week, me versus Brock, I think I have the tie break if it's within a point, but man, it's gonna be a whale of a battle for the finale. And I heard a moment ago he sounds pretty confident. I'm feeling pretty confident, so we're gonna have a heck of a shootout at Barcelona.
Wow, and you know who else is feeling confident? Rob and I, we're confident we're gonna have a great 60-minute race. I believe it's 60 minutes, so we're really looking forward to it. We really appreciate the special edition livery you put on tonight, and thank you personally for also throwing some M&Ms on there, because you know, between you and Brock with the corn dogs, I mean, I'm just salivating hungry over here. But Marshall, another solid effort. Going to go down to the final week. Anybody you'd like to thank or give a shout out to tonight?
Yeah, no, in honor of the scheme, obviously just wanted to do a little something for Kyle Busch. Just unbelievably, you know, disheartening news last week. We actually got it right before Thursday when we were going on a broadcast there, Alex and I, and it's just really disheartening. Kind of brings you down on the whole sport. As a younger guy, I haven't had too many kind of sudden situations like this in racing in my lifetime. So yeah, it was really tragic. He was the reason I drove 18 growing up, and a lot of stuff was Kyle. So I want to do a little something special this week. Glad I could throw the M&Ms out there for you, Rich. I knew you liked the candy. I thought Interstate Batteries would be tired and played out, so I went for something a little fun for you. But yeah, and then just shout out to Alyssa, and as always, I want to thank Brock as well, man. Like the fact that he and I are going to go down to the final race as close as it's been. Alex solves a problem I was going to have. I thought we were going to go in with a different number of wins. It wasn't going to be the ultimate equalizer. Now we're going to go in 5 apiece on the season. So I can't wait. And you know, this series, how much this means to be doing these races every week. How sweet it might feel next week if I take the title. It wouldn't be that way if Brock didn't put in such great effort. So I want to give him a shout out this week before I have to viciously rip him down to scale next week.
Well, we try not to show any bias, but for those at home who don't know, Marshall Crocker Jr. is one of our staff here at Racer Nexus. We cheer you on. We cheer Brock Morris on. We're looking forward to a great finale. We'll see you next week, Marshall.
We'll see you guys next week. Have a great one.
It was Marshall Crocker. It'll be real interesting next week to see who takes the win at Barcelona. But the driver who took the win in Pro-Am after a bit of an exciting race after the pit stops, Fernando Rosario. Fernando, talk us through the last 5 to 10 laps there, your race.
Man, I don't even know where to start. Oh, what a mess at the end there. Well, I guess some incidents happened. There was 2 lap cars fighting, and then on the last turn they spin each other out, and then some people were eager to pass, and then they just became a mess.
Yeah, we saw that majority. It seemed like the entire race, you and Chase were going door to door. He couldn't quite catch you on the straights, and you used the prowess of the Porsche and the twisty section, to stay ahead of him. Were you doing a lot of mirror watching in behind, making to see if he was going to take and dive out to the left or right on you?
In the first few laps, yeah, I was, paying attention, make sure he doesn't dive on me or anything like that. But after that, I kind of relaxed. I'd see what he was doing, so I started looking forward.
You came to this race battling for Pro-Am Championship. You're going to head into the final race at Barcelona with a chance of wrapping that up. How are you feeling about your chances heading to Spain for the extended race at Barcelona?
Hey, I don't have a penalty, so pretty good.
Excellent stuff. Before we let you go here, Fernando, give us any shout-outs you want to give, and if there's any explanation about your paint scheme at all, give us that too as well. It's one of the sharpest paints we had in the grid here tonight, so hats off to you for that one too as well.
Hell yeah, shout out to my designers. I got 2 designers, one for Gran Turismo and then one for iRacing. They're great. I think they're the best in the game, to be honest. Yeah, shout out to them.
Well, best of luck next week, Fernando. Go get that practice in. I'm sure you're going to have a number of drivers trying to take you off the top step, and you're going to need it. Best of luck.
All right, thank you.
It was our race winner in Pro-Am, not without having a bit of an adventure there, Rich. But let's bring in the second place driver in Pro-Am, Jay Davis, to have a chat with Richard Smudells.
Hey, this is back weeks. This is going to be a habit.
Let's hope so, man. We're fixing to, finish up this season, get it to a new one. So let's hope it's a good start. So,
yeah. You got the bump up by 1 position with the late penalty there to Kyle Mavis, but overall, a solid drive tonight. Up 7 positions on the day. Got yourself second in class. Certainly solidifies your standings in the points championship. How'd you feel tonight's race went?
Oh, it went great because I didn't get much time to practice. I know the track really well, but first time in the Merc in there and got on. It was a little shaky at first, but once I got into the race, it came to me pretty good.
Now, next week, we wrap it all up at Catalunya, at Barcelona. Have you done much practicing there? You know what? What do you think's going to happen there? You're still in the Merc, I assume?
Yeah, I'll finish up the season. I like to stay in one car, but I'll finish up the season, and I got a lot of practice to do at Barcelona. Been on it a lot, but it's just not one of those tracks that's ever really clicked with me. So,
Jay, I'll spit out a little secret here. My first time ever racing there was in a car I'd never driven, and it was a 24-hour endurance race. I was asked to join an hour beforehand, so I'm sure you can figure it out if I manage to survive. You certainly got the skill level there. We really look forward to seeing what you can do next week. Nice to see it back-to-back weeks. You're finishing the season solid. Are you going to be back next season with us?
Oh, absolutely. You betcha. Wouldn't miss it for anything.
Oh, that's good to hear. Any shout-outs tonight, Jay?
No, don't have anything much to say. Just thanks for everybody that races with us and shows up every week, because that's what keeps us racing, man. We love it.
Well, we love it here at Racer Nexus as well. We like seeing what the racers do, and it was an exciting race tonight. We'll see you next week.
All right. Thank you very much. Y'all have a good one.
Their second place finisher, Jay Davis, got himself final step in the top 10 when Kyle Mavis unfortunately got that penalty. But let's bring in the man right now, Kyle Mavis. Talk us through the last couple laps. Looks like incident point penalty for you at the end, Kyle. Unfortunately, you can't serve the drive-through on the last lap. Took a 30-second penalty. Lost your win in Pro-Am. Talk us through the last couple laps and corners there.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I had a tough race today. This track is notorious. We were, me and my team were talking about it beforehand that, the biggest issue out here is making your way past lap traffic and finding a safe way to do that. Had an unfortunate spin kind of mid-race where, again, car that's all on his own and a lap down is just fighting me at every corner for whatever reason. And coming into the last one there, again, last lap, white flag, some hecticness, a couple laps before there at turn 10 and 11. And, another lapped car is just way heavy on the brakes, way slow into the corner, and just nothing I can do to get the car woed up and stay out of the back bumper. I mean, nothing major in terms of us spinning or going into the walls or anything like that, but you know how iRacing is, and it just blindly slaps everybody with a 4X regardless. So yeah, we're unfortunate, but had a good race up until that point, but it just is what it is.
Yeah, unfortunate Long Beach can bite like that, but we head into Barcelona next week, a little bit of an extended race to wrap things up. How comfortable are you feeling taking the old 5-liter Ford Mustang I guess 5.4 liter Mustang over to Spain to do a little driving in the evening hours.
Yeah, no, it generally like that course pretty well. I think it suits the car fairly well. Obviously, we're a little hampered getting out of some of the tighter corners, which made Long Beach extra challenging today to get the power down without burning up the tires. Whereas Barcelona, it's going to be a little bit more of those mid-speed corners that me and the guys have had success at some of the other racetracks that are very similar. So hoping for something, kind of repeat that. A longer race should be fun. A little bit more pit strategy comes into it. Tires kind of work in where they're usually not an issue here in the shorter races. So looking forward to it. Should be a good challenge.
Excellent stuff. Go get ready for next week's finale, Kyle. But before we let you go, any shout-outs you want to give to the millions and millions of people watching at home cheering you on?
No, I just want to say thanks to my team out there. Great group of guys. I know one of them won't be able to make it next week. Actually, the guy who's sponsoring the event, Anthony Bronco. So a little sad that he won't be able to quite make that event, but it's been a blast racing with them. Helping me make me a better driver by following Marshall and all the stuff that he does. So, and of course, you guys put on a great event. So looking forward to watching the replay after this one, seeing how it all shakes out.
Excellent. Best of luck to you, Kyle. We appreciate that. And hopefully we see you back on the podium again next week. Take care.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
That wraps up our Pro-Am and Pro Field here, Rich. Let's bring in the gentleman who started the season out dominating an AM. Had a few weeks that didn't go his way, but back on top here, Dustin Wells is caught up with Richard Swindells.
How's it going, guys? Guess who's back?
I was gonna say, welcome back, Dustin. It's been a while, and
it has.
You lit it up. You lit it up tonight, and just in time. I think Alex Berter had just passed you, if we include the drop weeks, but that may put you back on top going into the final week.
I sure hope so. He's been doing a great run, man. I told him I'm proud that he's giving me something to fight against, bro. He's been putting it down.
Now, 7th place at Long Beach. Heck, for that matter, you weren't just the top amateur. You were faster in all the pro-ams as well. How'd you avoid all the calamity out there?
I said it once in Adelaide, whatever it was, big balls. But also just being extremely, extremely patient this time. This track can be really easy to spin it, so I told myself, give me the first couple of laps to just let the chaos unfold and just pay attention to what's ahead.
Well, it certainly worked out well for you. We got the nice 60-minute race next week in Barcelona. How do you think your chances are against Alex?
Well, we say it all the time in the Discord. We talk a lot of shit, but we've never had an on-track battle. If it's anywhere, I want it to be next week, and I want it to be the full 60 minutes of just pure racing. That's all I want.
Well, that is certainly something to strive for, and you know what? That's something we want here as well. Dustin, congratulations. Any shout-outs tonight on your victory?
As always, my brother, my nephews, friends, and family. And most of all, Aaron and the Big Cheese. And I got one more thing for him. I'm going to go ahead and kick me another foosball to him.
You had some fans in the audience looking for a shout out for the Big Cheese. So you got it in, Dustin. We'll see you next week.
See you guys next week.
That was our AM winner, Dustin Wells, looking to take a AM championship, but he's gonna have to battle this man in the booth next. Alexander Berter, another strong finish here, second in class, just outside the top 10 in the overall. It's gonna come down to, it looks like, between you and Dustin, potentially to take the championship at Barcelona. He just got done saying that you guys have been battling in the points all season, but you haven't actually found each other on track to battle. He's hoping that can happen in Barcelona next week. But all that said, how did your race go here at Long Beach?
It was good. Definitely was not a track. I just don't like street circuits. Kept the car in one piece. I think starting out, I was like a 3-second gap to Dustin. I had some guys in front of me that, it's not easy to pass on this track. And by the time we got past him, I think he had stretched it to like 13 seconds. He was quick today.
Yeah, he's getting prepared for battle for next week. But as you mentioned, Long Beach, tough to pass. Qualifying of the utmost importance. You have much experience with Barcelona? Or is it something you're going to have to sit down and put in some laps this week to get ready for?
I'm definitely gonna put in some laps this week. I got experience on other games on Barcelona, not on F1 or not on iRacing, and actually something changed this week, and I'm now sponsoring that race for next week. So hopefully, knock on wood, that gives me a little bit more luck.
Or pressure, either way.
Yeah,
Alex,
or pressure.
We're expecting good things for you, but we'll let you go and get ready for next week. But before we do, give us any shout outs that you want to give to anybody watching at home, cheering you on, or helping you get ready each week for the races.
Yeah, shout out to you guys, of course. You guys do a great job. Shout out to all the Threshold guys. And shout out to my buddy, Mr. Lacey. He'll be watching. He knows who he is.
Mr. Lacey, this one's for you. Well, Alex, best of luck trying to procure the championship in AM class next week at Barcelona. Sounds like Dustin's going to be getting prepped to go to battle with you. So best of luck to you, and we hope for a good show in the race you're sponsoring to wrap up the season. Take care.
Yeah, hopefully we see you guys next week.
That was Alex Berger, our second place finisher. Let's wrap up the podium in AM class with Aaron Siebens, who's caught up with Richard Swindells.
Hey, congratulations, Aaron. You're really finishing up this season strong.
Thank you. Yeah, I came in 4th last week and 3rd the week before. Just getting used to the Porsche. I usually race the Mustang, and this season I just switched over to the Porsche because we do a lot of endurance races in it, and it just starting to get comfortable.
Yeah, you had Long Beach is certainly one of those tracks you got to be comfortable in the car. The walls, the bumpy track, the bumpy corners. You managed to avoid a lot of the issues, or some of the issues that a lot of the other drivers had. Was it just patience, or a little bit of luck, or how'd you manage to get through that?
I really like Long Beach. Like I said, I raced the Mustang before, and won in my AM series there at Long Beach, and just really looked forward to this week going there. Had some issues with my computer before, so I really got into the session at like 8:30 Eastern time, so I was starting to sweat it out, but got comfortable in the car, and yeah, had a pretty good finish.
Well, next week's we're in Barcelona. That it's a little different track than we got here. 60-minute race. How's the Porsche going to do there for you?
Oh, I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to do pretty well.
Excellent. You're going to be back next season with us again, Aaron?
Oh, for sure. And I'm not going to mess around. I switched a couple times, switched a couple cars, just trying a couple things out this season. So next season, I'll just start off right in the Porsche and see where we can end up.
Well, excellent. Well, congratulations. Any shout-outs tonight, Aaron?
I have to shout out my mom and my dad. I have to give a shout out to my mom because I won Mother's Day weekend, and she called me out because I didn't give her a shout out on that.
Oh, yeah, you better.
I came in third that night, or podiumed, I guess. So podium tonight. But want to thank all the men and women out there that didn't make it home. It's Memorial Day. And just any of my friends that are watching, and thanks you guys for doing what you guys do. The broadcast love to go back and watch it. You guys do a really good job, and I like to thank the league as well, and my guys over at Warped Esports.
There you go. Yeah. I mean, you got your mother, and you don't want to get your teammates mad at you, Aaron. So, but well spoken on this Memorial Day race. Really appreciate what you guys did here and the words you've said. So we'll see you next week, and congratulations once again.
Okay, Rich, that'll wrap things up here at Long Beach. The penultimate round didn't disappoint. We saw a ton of calamity. We saw some passes. We saw some races lost on the last lap due to incident points. A little bit of everything. Barcelona going to be a whole different ball of wax. FIA Grade 1 track. Formula 1 stop for the Spanish Grand Prix is over at Barcelona. Any of our F1 fans probably going to be fairly familiar with it. Some of the drivers who probably aren't that familiar with it are going to have to go to school here this week, do a little homework, put in those laps, and get ready for those championship battles.
Yeah, we're using that chicane there. So at the end, so really, really going to be interesting. 60 minutes of racing in Barcelona next week.
That's going to do it for us here from around 11 of 12. Catch next week's finale. Same time, same place. This has been Racers Nexus. I'm Rob Campbell. In the booth with me, as always, for every FMA GT3 race has been Richard Swindells. We'll catch you next week for the finale. Bye for now.